This is the beautiful amplifier, and his name is Sansui QAce 800. 4 channel, about 50 watt per channel. You have his power, you have very nice power output, especially when you're using 4 speakers. And you can use speakers A and B or both together. And look how many inputs. I don't even want to read because you have more than you need. And this is the tape section in the bottom. I'll move the cable. But I don't have this kind of tape, so this is absolutely useless for me. But I know many other people that have vintage stuff that need it. And this is a beautiful wood case, very thick. And you know what, this receiver, this amplifier is not very famous, and I don't know exactly why, but it doesn't matter for me. It doesn't matter. When I listen for this thing from the first place, I really like it, and I still like it a lot. If I compare the sound of the QAce 800 to the Sansui 6060, I will say the Sansui 6060 is more sweet in the highs and the bass is more loose. But the QAce 800 have better control on the bass, and the bass is more tight and you have more crisp. Is slightly more, I would not use the word aggressive, but you have more presentation in the Twitter with the QAce 800. I personally prefer the QAce 800. Reason number one, because I have way more options over here. Second of all, this is 4 speakers you can plug at the same time. So, you know, power is one more reason to like one amplifier on another amplifier. The sound quality, I will say that is very similar to each other, but I do like that the QAce 800 have more crispy highs and better control on the bass. Well, so that's pretty much if I compare between the two. Well, somebody asked me once a question about, you have a vintage receiver, this guy, and you have these things in the back. So he said to me he won't, have enough power from his vintage receiver, and he want to use this thing, this option over here, to connect power amplifier. So how we can connect power amplifier? So I find the good amplifier, this Sansui, to explain how simple is to do this thing. Well, so if you want to use power amplifier on your receiver, on your vintage receiver, well, there's many new receivers that you have pre-out, so you can connect it, but you have exactly like here, these little jumpers. So I think it's gonna be the best thing to show him with this receiver. So these jumpers, what they're doing basically is connecting between the preamplifier to the power amplifier inside one device, inside this thing. So if I take these jumpers out, I separate right now the preamplifier from the power amplifier that we have inside this amplifier. So we split right now this amplifier to 2 different pieces. Now, it depends on you what you want to do with this amplifier. You can use it as a power amplifier or as a preamplifier. Well, his question was how to use this vintage receiver that you have as a preamplifier, and he want to use his different power amplifier to connect to here and to increase the volume. So this is what I'm going to show. Well, so as you see, the first thing, there's a simple rule. Every output is going to an input, and every input is going to an output. So You need to remember that. So in this case, what you need to do if you want to use this sansui, for example, or your vintage receiver, you're gonna connect your power amplifier to the output right here. Yes, left and right. So give me 1 second. I'm moving myself. Where is my cable? My gosh, where is my cable? I thought. Here is the cable. Here is the cable. 1 second. Here is the cable. So what you need to do from your power amplifier, you take the cable and connect it for here. Yes, in other words, from the output of this, your receiver is going to the input of your power amplifier. Okay, let me turn this fan for a second. Here it goes. Now you want to take, first of all, the volume down, all the way down. Then put this fan on. Now I demonstrate with active speakers that I have over here. Okay, we have these speakers, you have amplifier built in. So that means the amplifier and the drivers and the speaker drivers, the woofers, are in one box. So in your case, you're gonna have amplifier, so you connect this pin over here from the output in the input of your amplifier, like here, and from here you're gonna send the cables for your speakers. Well, I hope I explained it right. Okay, so now I put, this is the amplifier, I put the amplifier on, and I put the volume on. And let's try to demonstrate what happens after we did that. Okay, this is the volume. So now basically what happens now, your receiver, your amplifier is become to a preamplifier. So what is amplify your speakers is your power amplifiers. And this thing, everything over here is just gonna be controls, nothing more than that. So you see, I control. Now, how much power you want to use, because your device, your vintage receiver, is not a power amplifier anymore. So the amount of power that you're gonna send a signal for your speakers, I'm talking about the power, is gonna be from your power amplifier right here. Now I'm turning the power amplifier. And this is gonna be the preamplifier. Well, I hope I explained it in a way that somebody can understand, you know. Okay, so let's open the volume. This is the way it looks in the front. 4 view meters, blue and green. Beautiful wood case. The switches are solid, very solid. I love it. Well, see how many options we have over here. And over here we have 4 places that you can adjust the level of the channels. 4 places. One is over here. One is over here. And this is the main volume control. And you have one more in the back. And I tell you what, this one in the back, you need to clean it. Well, The one that I had, this one over here, make me a lot of problem for the balance. So you need to make sure this thing is clean. So let's see, little by little, how many options. Well, you know what, I tell you the truth, there's more things with this receiver can do than I still realize. You know, every time I learn something new that this amplifier can do. Well, this thing, for example, direction, it can also adjust the level of the outputs for the speakers. It can, for example, if you play with this thing a little bit, this channel can be very high and this one going to be low and the other one going to be very high. So there's so many options with this thing. So I'm not going to get to even 10%. Yeah, but look, this is very important for you to know. Yeah, I mean, this is standard speakers A and B, speaker A, speaker B, and this kind of stuff. Pretty basic, bass and treble, balance, tape monitors, and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, but you know what, don't worry, here we don't have a loudness, but you don't really need it. Don't really need it because, you know, it's nice to have it. But the bass is pretty good from this receiver, very nice, and the highs are super crispy and clear. So you don't need to worry for loudness. Believe me, I love the loudness, and this receiver, I don't think that I miss it. Not that much. Well, let's do the sound demo, and you pay attention. Now the position on normal, but see, I change it over here, and watch the view meters. Speakers, you know, a lot of people like these speakers. You know, I think they're okay. 6.2, 6-inch woofers. And also I have the JBL over here, but I showed the JBL maybe a different video. Well, look, I play with this thing, directions, and see what it's doing for the view meters. You see this one a little bit more strong level now. And this one is a little bit more low. Now these two are pretty strong and these two not that strong. So we have so many options with this amplifier. I don't want to get to all of them, but I just want to say I love the sound. This is what is the most important. I increase a little bit the highs and slightly the bass. That's the balance. Left, right, center. Center position. Beautiful amplifier. I love this guy. I love this guy. I'm not sorry that I bought it.